Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to be moving some crypto around for you guys so that you can see what's happening, and I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't troubleshoot your problems here live. So let's get started. Oops. All right, well, I'm here with the rig. It wouldn't be a CryptoDad live stream without some sort of technical glitch, wouldn't it now? So let's see. It's a beautiful day here in Michigan. We're just enjoying the day. I cooked dinner for everyone tonight. And so it's just been a pretty relaxing day. Bitcoin is holding steady right around the 20,000 mark. We just had the jobs report released yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about what that is and how that affected the crypto market. But I guess that's pretty much it as far as intros. Let's go over here and greet everyone that's here. Dan is here. Dan and I were talking earlier. He gave me an idea for some stuff that I might want to, demo a little bit tonight. Lady Fox 77, hello, thanks for being here. Kenneth Wiedner, always happy to have Kenneth here every week on time. Been busy to watch football, watching the BTC trades. Picked up BTC this week with some limit orders. Nice. Glad to hear that, Kenneth. Scott Lee is here. Aloha and good day to Scott. Scott still comes back even after he heard my story about being a short order cook last week. I admire you, Scott. Barbara K is here. Nice to have Barbara here again. Frank Rodriguez, also another repeat viewer. Shamid Hamid, you haven't been here a while, and I see that you have a new icon on your handle there. Nice to have you here this week. Grant Caldwell, good to be here. From Australia, oh, that's nice. Wanted to thank me for help. I appreciate that. I do my best. JDO is here tonight. Good to have JDO here. Amsterdam, Holland, another repeat viewer. Joanne L, once again, good to have you. Philly Dave G, good to have you here. Mr. David is here. It's raining in Texas. Okay. Need a change. Feed the animals. French dip for dinner. Ooh, that sounds good. Let's see here. Val Tree, Nenad, good to have you. Mustafa Lam, who was here earlier. Thank you for always being here. Jose Cordova from Denver, Colorado. Lovely town. I've been through there before. Packy 1984. Dave Flowers once again. Here we go. So let's go over to well, let's see. Let's why don't we do the news? I think I'm woefully unprepared for the news. Actually, there was a story on about XRP. We'll check that, but let's hit the news stories that I've got linked below. Oh, and by the way, I do link everything down below, all the news stories that we talk about down here under news stories covered. And also, I've got some stuff we're going to do tonight, some coins I've bought. Let's see. Please, I'm not recommending these coins. I'm just telling you I bought them. And then I've got some affiliate links. The Ledger backup pack does special, I believe, is still on. If you go to the Ledger website, if we go to ledger.com, I do believe they're still featuring this as their, it actually, when the Ledger Nano S Plus came out, I thought, it's a much better, it was a much better version of the Ledger Nano S, which is why they call it Plus. It had more storage, and it wasn't that much more expensive, like $79. Still a lot cheaper than the Ledger Nano X. But it didn't really occur to me until they ran this special how nice of a fit this backup pack is, because before they were saying buy 2 Ledger Nano X's, which makes sense, right? You have your go-to device and you have your mirror backup in case something happens. But it meant that you had to spend $300, to buy 2 Ledger Nano X's. The Ledger Nano S Plus is a great backup to be used as a mirror device if something happens to your Ledger Nano X, because it's so much cheaper and it has comparable storage and the screen size is the same. It just doesn't have the battery power and the mobile features, but it would be something you could, hit the ground running if something happened to your Ledger Nano X. So I can understand why they're bundling these two together. It's pretty good. In addition to all of that, I have, can I do this? Let's see, is that gonna, yeah. So I dropped a video this week on the Ledger backup pack. It was about it's a 30-minute video, but it is divided up into a lot of chapters so that you can skip ahead to the parts that are meaningful for you. I'm pretty proud of it, but I think that I talked a little too much in the beginning before I actually got into the demo. It looks like I didn't even get into the demo, the unboxing of the Ledger Nano S Plus until like almost 10 minutes into the video. So most of it was just kind of going over what I just talked about with you guys, which is kind of what makes it a good fit for, that use case of having a mirror backup and what a mirror backup is and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, but I divided it into chapters. So if you want to skip ahead to the demo part, go for it. But pretty nice video. It's getting some pretty good views, so I'm okay with that. And then I've got all my affiliate links down here that you can check out if you're interested. Check out my affiliate links and my email right here. If you want to shoot me an email, please do. As I said, if I miss your question and I rewatch my live stream the next day, I cannot reply to anybody that just asks the question in the live stream. So if I miss your question during the live stream and you really want an answer, shoot me an email. I will reply to your email, right? And you could also leave a comment down below after the live stream is over if you don't want to go to the trouble of sending me an email. So if you're watching the live stream after the fact, right, when it's no longer live, then the comments are available, right? I don't know why it is during the live stream you can't leave comments down below. But anyway, so having said all that, let's go over here and pop out chat. I'm going to pull it over to the side so that I can watch it. Sorry about the mic thing last week. Once again, I accidentally muted the mic when the mic stand gave out on me. It didn't give out. I don't know. I guess I just didn't have it tight enough and the mic just kind of fell. But that was an easy fix, but I accidentally muted it while I was doing that. Bummer. All right, so let's jump into the news. Let's see, where are we here? First bit of news. The digital asset investor group met our congressman for our district, which is West Michigan. It used to be called something else. I think it's now called the 2nd District of Michigan's 2nd District. They just did some redistricting. But his name is Bill Huizenga, a wonderful guy. He was very gracious. He gave us a whole hour, which I thought was pretty cool for a congressman to, set aside a whole hour to speak with his constituents. I'm sure he's a really busy guy when he's here. I know he spends a lot of time in Washington as well. Let me see. I'm going to find the picture. I had the picture pulled up earlier, but then at one point in the day, I rebooted my computer. But I've got it. It's here. This is the crypto investor group. A bunch of great guys. For those of you who are viewers of the live stream, you'll notice that I am the tallest one in the bunch. I tower over my peers. At least in my head, I do. But over here on the right is Randy, my good friend Randy, who joins the live stream quite often, if not live, usually Sunday morning. And then our old friend, not too old, our friend Dan, our moderator Dan Westra is over here next to Bill. This is Bill Huizinga right here in the striped shirt. And then a couple of other of our friends that are in our little investors group we meet every month and talk about the crypto investing space here in West Michigan. So it was a really great little meeting. We talked, talked about our concerns as crypto users / investors. And he kind of told us the politics of what goes on there in Washington, between party lines, kind of who's pro-crypto and who isn't. I think most Republicans are, one of the things that he mentioned, which did not surprise me at all, was that he talked about the groups, He said, like, there's a group of Republican congressmen who are pro-crypto and would like to see it, as a new technology implemented and, to the benefit of their constituents. And then there's, like, over on the Democrat side, there's a bunch of kind of the tech Democrats from, Silicon Valley and whatnot that are, tech savvy, that are into cryptos and Bitcoin. And then he talked about this huge group. And then there's a group of Democrats that are anti-crypto and maybe some Republicans. But there was like this other big chunk of Congress and the Senate. Well, the House of Reps and the Senate is Congress altogether. But there's a huge chunk that just really have no idea about crypto. It's like not on their radar at all. So, which was very telling to me. But anyway, we had a good little meeting. It was fun. And I just wanted to share that with you guys and just kind of show you that picture and as proof that we were there. Tar that hat guy. Dan is the one in the hat. Dan was in the Navy. I don't want to share too much about his personal life, but he had that shirt on. You can ask Dan about it, but was on an aircraft carrier. I'm very impressed by that. So let's see. Our first news story. Let's check that one out, what we're doing here. We're just going to do the market wrap. And before I jump into market wrap, let's just look at the latest price of Bitcoin as we speak here on Crypto.com. We're just under 20,000. As you guys no doubt remember, we were flirting with 24,000 about 3 weeks ago, maybe almost a month ago. We were on a little crypto bull run, but it sadly has kind of retraced itself back to where we were a couple months back, where we were kind of in a range around 20,000, and it looks like we're back there again. Like I think it was 3 weeks ago. We got an inflation print, and then a week ago, we got the Fed banging on Bitcoin, and then on Friday of this week, yesterday, we got another jobs report that wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as everyone thought it was supposed to be. It was a little worse than expectations, but not enough to really crash things down, but wasn't good for stocks. And as you guys, obviously this year, the crypto market has been very correlated to the broader markets. And the broader markets have not been good because the Fed is raising rates to fight inflation. So, and that's been bad for the markets in general. So the Fed is trying to do this balancing act where they raise interest rates to fight inflation, but if they raise them too far, too fast, that could cause a recession. And so we've just kind of been bouncing back and forth. But I believe it was last week that the Fed said something along the lines of, we're intent on getting inflation under control, and if the economy suffers, so be it, which was kind of not the greatest thing to tell people. So here we are. And the crypto has been tied to the broader markets because I believe 2020 and 2021 brought in a whole new group of investors who were sort of in it for the money, not really interested that much in the technology, kind of along for the bull run ride. And they're pretty much the fickle market forces that we read about every day. And when the market's down, they're going to be selling, right? And when the market's up, they'll be buying. So not as, back in the early days, it was mostly just kind of crypto enthusiasts. Now we've got a lot of retailers. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe at this point, the institutional investors will come in and start scooping stuff up. So that's my overview based on our current price, brought to us by Crypto.com, the cryptocurrency exchange that is iOS based, that you can buy, sell, trade, deposit, withdraw crypto right on your phone. You can stake in their platform. You can get their metal Visa card, which allows you to spend your crypto in the real world. A couple other platforms are offering this type of card, but Crypto.com was one of the first. Very convenient way to liquidate crypto when you really need to. You can sell it right on your phone. If you're in a restaurant and you look up at CNBC and see the stock market's tanking, you can sell your crypto for cash right there on your phone. And then you can run over to an ATM and pull the cash out, or you can transfer it to your bank account, or you can use the card to buy stuff anywhere Visa is accepted. So it's a pretty good solution for the modern crypto enthusiast. Been partners with them for a while. All right, so let's take a look at this. Bitcoin trades down after initial push higher. We had the jobs report yesterday. Bitcoin declined 1.1 on Friday after the it popped 1% after the jobs report, and now it's just below 20,000, which we've been jawboning about for the last couple of minutes. Ethereum was recently trading at just under 1,600, up about a percentage point from the previous day. ETH was initially up about 2% yesterday, and what was that? Bitcoin is down 57% over year for year to date. Year to date, the price of Bitcoin is down 57%. That's pretty bad. And Ethereum is down 58% year to date, right? So not great for crypto, not a great year for crypto investors, but crypto holders, not a bad deal. If you remember being in the crypto, if you've been into crypto since the 2017, we were downtrodden for a couple of years. And a lot of people were bad-mouthing Bitcoin, ignoring it, talking about it like it was a scam. And for those 2 years, the argument was, well, Bitcoin hit 20,000 in 2017, and then it crashed. Another Ponzi scheme, bit the dust. Well, yeah, for 2.5 years, Bitcoin was well below 20,000. It went down to 3,000 in late 2018. But we're now, even though we're down 57% year to date, we're still at the 20,000 mark, which was the, what everyone was comparing Bitcoin to for those 3.5 or 2.5 years of the 2018, 2020, 2019-20 crypto winter. We're back. We're back above that, right? So long term, Bitcoin is a good investment for those who have been accumulating over those years. right? So we'll try to put things a little bit into perspective for the people that believe in Bitcoin as an emergent technology, a decentralized currency that is not controlled by central banks. It is backed up by proof of work, whereas the US dollar is only backed by what we would call the full faith and credit of the United States government, and which basically means it's fiat. And there have been many, because the US dollar is no longer backed by gold. We were taken off the gold standard by President Nixon back in 1971 or 2. And it's been what's known as a fiat currency since then. And all fiat currencies throughout history have failed at some point. The Roman denara, the British pound. There've been many over the years that have failed. I'm not saying the British pound has failed, but a lot of these empires that ran on fiat currency are now have crashed, right? No offense to anyone who's from Great Britain. I don't mean to say that you're a has-been empire, but your empire has definitely seen better days. And I will say the same thing about the United States, right? Our country has seen better days. So let's get past the gloom and doom. I did want to point out a little story about and I guess, doggone it. I thought that I had linked this story from Zero Hedge. I don't know if I can find it, but it was about the jobs report. And what I wanted to point out, and I may or may not be able to find it. I probably won't be able to find it, of course. I could have sworn that I had linked it, but I apparently not. No, that's Putin. No, it's like I'm not going to be able to find this story. There's too many stories just come in over time. No. Anyway, all right. All I wanted to point out in the story. That's August payrolls versus unemployment rate. I think maybe this is it. What I wanted to point out about that jobs report, if you remember last month, how the jobs report was the start of this new mini bull market, I believe, or a part of it, that the jobs report had, June, because the jobs report that we just had was the July jobs report. It's 1 month back, right? June was revised sharply lower by 105,000 jobs, right? Remember how they were like, we had 398,000 new jobs, this month. As it turns out that they revised that figure down by 105,000 down to 293,000, which kind of goes to show you that these job reports and these figures and these statistics really don't carry a lot of weight, right? When, they splash these numbers up and the markets move, and then the month after they, without much fanfare, they adjust these numbers down or up or whatever they do. That's not headline, right? This is just kind of buried in the story that, by the way, that great jobs report from last month, we revised it down, right? So there's a great website called Shadow Statistics, I think it's called. Maybe Dan knows. Shadow Government Statistics. And I might get banned for linking to this site. I hope not. But these are a much more honest presentation of some of these figures that we're getting from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. There's how does the saying go? There's lies, damn lies, and statistics, right? You can lie with statistics. All right. So anyway, that's one thing I wanted to point out, was that those job numbers got revised downward from last month. So take what you want with a grain of salt, right? What came in yesterday as a not so bad jobs report, maybe next month they'll revise it down and it'll end up being a pretty bad jobs report, but that will be after the fact, right? Those won't be in the headlines. It'll be, oh, by the way, you know, that jobs report last month that was flat, well, it really sucked. Okay. And I hate talking about this stuff, but the problem is that now these factors are driving the crypto market as well, right? The crypto market has merged with the retail investors' sentiment, right? It's not really independent anymore. So when things are bad in the macroeconomics and the stock market and the U.S. economy, it tends to pull the crypto market along with it, whether it's down or up, right? Anyway, all right, let's see what else we got. Let's see, I got some other stuff here. This is a story that Dan pointed out to me, that Michael Saylor was sued by the city of, it's a city. Washington, D.C. is the city, but the District of Columbia, which is a quasi-state, sued Michael Saylor for tax evasion because, according to their rules, he was a District of Columbia resident, right? So, and he filed his taxes as a Florida resident, I believe, and I'm sure he paid his Florida taxes, but they're claiming, oh, you should have paid us taxes because according to our rules, you are a DC resident, right? So he made a call, accounting-wise, to say, okay, I live in the United States, so which state will I pay taxes? Probably, he has houses in lots of places, I'm sure. But he chose Florida, and apparently DC's all butthurt over that. Let's see. He collaborated with his accounting to facilitate tax evasion, right? Their rule is individuals who maintain a resident in the District of Columbia for at least 183 days. Okay, that's 6 months, right? That's half a year. It took me a few minutes to figure that one out. That's half a year, right? So, okay, so if you spend half a year here, you're considered a legal resident, right? According to them. And he's got like 2 of his luxury yachts docked there in Georgetown. He's been living in a 7,000 square foot penthouse in Georgetown where he docked at least 2 of his luxury yachts, right? I guess if he were living on the yacht, he might be able to claim that he wasn't in a resident, but they probably say, oh, there's a water line, and if your boat is parked in our jurisdiction, that's considered living here as well. So anyway, Michael Saylor's being sued by the District of Columbia for back taxes. But, Michael Saylor stepped down from MicroStrategy. He's no longer the CEO, but he still works there. Right? He's like, I think he is more tech-oriented, so he would prefer to be in a position where he puts those talents to work as opposed to the day-to-day grind of running the company. But anyway, interesting. Okay, so let me see what else I got for you. Okay. I wanted to kind of talk about this story too. A lot of what's happening in the investing world and in the crypto world is narrative, right? So a lot of what drives the market is narrative. Investors, buy and sell based on what they hear. And so, you might have a guy that bought Bitcoin because his son, who's 18, knows about Bitcoin and says, "Dad, you need to get in on this." He buys a bunch of Bitcoin, and then he hears a story on the news that says Bitcoin is a scam, and now all of a sudden he's scared, so he turns around and sells all his Bitcoin, right? People are driven by the narrative, right? And one of the big narrative bashes of Bitcoin back in 2017 and 2018 was the old Bitcoin trading volume is faked. And so, but we hadn't heard that story in a couple of years at least, right? We didn't hear that in 2020 when the market was going crazy. We didn't really hear it much in 2021 when a lot of people were making money in the crypto market. Now that the market's down, they're dusting off the old, trading volume of Bitcoin is fake, right? So I mean, this was like story was beat to death back in 2017 and 2018, and this is a CoinTelegraph report. This was a Forbes analysis, right? So I can't think of any other magazine that's more controlled by the powers that be than Forbes, right? They're just like cheerleaders for the financial industry, pretty much, right? The legacy financial industry. So, we can make the argument, the conspiracy theory argument that the big financial powers, the Wall Street big wigs, want to get in on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and so they're jawboning it down so that they can buy it up on the cheap. That's not that big of a conspiracy theory because it happens in almost every sector of the economy, right? Housing collapses, big banks, big firms come in, scoop up stuff at a steal. Whenever the chips are down and people are panicking, that's when the big guys come in to buy up. And so here we are again. Bitcoin goes down and it gets bashed in the press, the mainstream press mostly. And so what am I talking about? So first of all, what difference does it make if the trading volume is not accurate, right? I get it that they're like, it's misrepresented, right? They're trying to make it seem like there's more trading volume, so their exchange looks more legitimate and crypto in general looks more legitimate. But I'm thinking at this point, if you don't understand what crypto is, or if you do understand what crypto is, trading volume is not the first thing in your mind, right? I think by this point, you either know about crypto or you don't know about crypto. And going in there, false trading volume is not like on most people's radar. I know it's not on mine. I don't like wake up in the morning and look at the price of Bitcoin and then go, gee, I wonder what the trading volume was. I don't care. I mean, I know that like when there's a rally or a sell-off and they say there was high volume or low volume, I understand those terms, right? But I don't care whether it's 100 million Bitcoin per day or 50 million Bitcoin per day. But Forbes is representing this as some kind of scam, right? That these exchanges are scamming investors by misrepresenting their trading volumes, right? But like I said, this story has been around since 2017, is that all the trading volume on the exchanges is fake, right? And, they say and this is a very biased, well, actually, I think I'm not going to be able to pull up the article. I think I may have one. Let me see if I can. Well, actually, I can just link to it in here. Is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, it's here. Okay, yeah. We'll click here, and they're going to tell me that I'm not subscribed. Oh, looks like they're going to let me read it. Okay. So this is the actual Forbes article, right? Pervasive. One of the most common criticisms of Bitcoin is pervasive wash trading, a form of fake volume. Okay. There was a couple of things that were said in this article. Here it is. Bitcoin is crypto's gateway drug. All right. What the hell? When do the financial press refer to stocks and bonds as some kind of drug, for addicts? I mean, so here they are in the very first article. I'm sorry, the very first paragraph of the article comparing crypto to a drug, that we're all a bunch of like drug addicts with bulging eyes, running around trying to, buy cryptos, to feed our addiction, So from the get-go, it's just a total bash on the crypto market in general, right? We talked a couple weeks ago about the precious metals market and how, the JP Morgan traders were juicing and wash trading the precious metal market, manipulating. We have all of that going on. We've got, there is so much fraud in the broader market that goes unpunished. Big firms that get slaps on the wrist, the 2008 financial crisis, mortgage robo signing, just blatant criminal actions that are never prosecuted. No one ever goes to jail. They just get slapped on the wrist and they pay fines, and they just consider it the cost of doing business. This is the reality of the mainstream financial players, right? Basically a bunch of criminals. And they want to compare people that are into Bitcoin, which is an alternate system, to buck that, corrupt system. And haven't even talked really about the way the US dollar is created and distributed, which is also another criminal scam, basically. My channel's going to get banned for sure. After all this. But if you read the article carefully, which I did earlier, you'll see that and I thought, well, how do they know that these are not correct? How do they know that these trading volumes are not correct, right? Well, as it turns out, they have their own little system that they devised to estimate, and they assign a discount. Let's see where they talk about it. Oh, let's go down a little more here. Okay, yeah. They use a quantitative and qualitative analysis. Volume reported by exchanges. They look at CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Nomics, and Masari. Never heard of Masari, but apparently its estimates of trading volume are much lower than CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. They evaluate the exchange and look how regulatory compliant they are or transparent, and they use all of those factors to come up with their percentage discounts off their trading volumes, right? And when I first read the article, I was looking for how do you know what the real volumes are? Right? So if you're telling me that the trading volume is 50% of the actual volume, then how did you determine what the real volume was? And I assumed that they used chain link or chain analysis, but apparently not, right? They didn't use the blockchain analysis to determine what these, because that would be really difficult, right? But not impossible. And so they used all these factors based on what they evaluated the crypto exchange's transparency level was. And then they also used a company called, and I got to find it. It's going to take me a sec. I had all this linked earlier. It's going to be, there's a firm that you can use to find out what the web volume was. And it's going to take me a minute to find it, of course. Here, monthly visits, I believe. Okay, so it should be in here. Damn it, I don't remember the name of this stupid thing. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it. All the best laid plans, right? There's an analytics firm. No. Aha, web traffic. Okay. There it is. Okay. Similar Web. That's it. Similar Web is a website traffic analyzer, right? So using Similar Web, they analyze the websites of these exchanges to determine the amount or level of unique visitors and that sort of thing to sort of make they'll say something like, oh, if they're claiming this amount of volume but their web traffic is X, then that can't be possible, right? But they're just making assumptions, right? So they're basically just using their criterion to make judgment calls and then package it up into this official sounding report where they basically are using statistics to lie again, right? But these aren't even hard statistics, right? Now, if they had said in the article that they used blockchain analysis, then I might have thought, oh, okay, that makes sense to me. But no, they have their own criterion based on whether they're, regulatory compliant or not, and then they use this service to analyze the web traffic of cryptocurrency exchanges, right? Anyway, they're just dusting off an old bash of Bitcoin to FUD, more FUD brought to you by Forbes and the rest of the financial bigwigs. So go out and sell all your Bitcoin right now so we can go buy it. Okay, I got to get off my soapbox here. I think we're done with the news. Yeah, I think we're done with the news. Anyway, so let's see. There were a couple of things I wanted to talk about tonight. I would like to go through the chat window and see if there are any burning questions. But let's see over here. We've got some buying and trading, transferring crypto. Oh, I wanted to consolidate some Bitcoin wallet for you guys. We'll do that. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about Binance Smart Chain on a ledger. I get a lot of people asking me that about, I want to store Binance Smart Chain stuff on my ledger. And it is possible. And I do have a wallet that's Binance Smart Chain based. So we can talk a little bit about that. Yes, Rex, total FUD. Thank you. Geeman's 4949 agrees with me. I'm done ranting. All right, so let me just scroll up just a tad. I want to see who's talking tonight. I'll try not to. Let's go over to this window. I'm going to try not to mute the mic if I can avoid it. All right. This mic is very touchy. All right. So let's see here. Rizzle. Osmo talking about Adam. Dan, our moderator, Dan, is a big believer, Dan Westra, in Adam, right? It's done very well by him. And let's see. Ronan, okay, we're talking a little bit about osmosis. Gotta go CryptoDad. It's Father's Day and the family has organized a breakfast out. Grant Caldwell, thank you for being here. You're probably already gone. What's not fake out there? Question mark. Good point, Scott. Crypto is a drug, haha, and I'm addicted to it. Yeah. Can't trust these fools. Yeah, I believe it. Agree. Okay, we're down. Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and launch Ledger Live. What the heck's Ledger Live doing? This icon looks weird. Ledger Live is the software that you are recommended to download and install when setting up your Ledger device. I saw a Reddit question, and on Reddit, someone asked, can I just use my Ledger device without Ledger Live? And the answer is, in a way, yes. But you still need Ledger Live Manager to keep your device updated. So, but it is possible to not use the accounts interface at all. If you would rather manage all of your crypto in third-party wallets, you can do that. In fact, some third-party wallets are much better, have more features than Ledger Live. MetaMask springs to mind. If you have a Ledger device that is set up and has been updated and you have your apps installed, it's probably better to manage Ethereum with MetaMask and ERC20 tokens. Also, Binance Smart Chain, much easier to manage using MetaMask. Much more powerful wallet interface and more functional, right? You can go onto Uniswap or 1inch or SushiSwap or PancakeSwap. You know, there's so much functionality available to you using your ledger within MetaMask as opposed to Ledger Live. Now, I know, you know, when you go out and you buy a ledger, you know, you're instructed to download Ledger Live so that you can get your device fully updated and all that, you know, and as well you should. It's good for beginners. I mean, I get all of that. And they have a lot of like features here, like this buy sell, this swap. I don't know what they're doing with this card. If this card is ever going to work, probably not. Maybe. I don't know if the card's available yet or not. But I get a lot of people and they'll say, you know, I'll do a video on how to buy Bitcoin and then store it in your ledger. And I'll go to Binance or Coinbase and buy Bitcoin and put it in the ledger. And they'll say stuff like, why can't I just use my ledger to buy Bitcoin or crypto? And what they mean is Ledger Live has these features here that allow you to swap and trade from within Ledger Live. But if you'll notice, in order to do this, you have to sign up for these third-party services. These are crypto exchanges, pretty much, or pay gateways of some kind, right? And when if whatever one you decide to use, whether it's MoonPay or Coinify, BTC Direct, you are directed to sign up for their services from within Ledger Live. So you're not really using the ledger to buy these. You're using third-party services. And my experience with these has been not good. Like, I don't think I was able to use MoonPay. I jumped through all their hoops. I went through all their ID, and I had to upload my ID and I had to give them a selfie. I had to go through all this. And then when I finally got to the point where I was actually going to make a purchase, my bank declined them. My bank would not allow me to use MoonPay because my bank just does not support it, right? So I don't know, maybe if you're over in Europe or whatever, and I'm not a big fan of Coinify either. You can go to their Coinify website and trade on Coinify. It's not that great. And if you look at top crypto exchanges, you won't see Coinify in the top 10, right? I am the type that likes to buy my crypto on an established exchange like Coinbase or Binance US or Kraken that have high liquidity. And if I could trade on Binance, I would, but I can't in the US, right? So most of these third-party services are more Euro-based because Ledger is in France, right? The swap is pretty much the same thing, right? This uses FTX. Let's see here. And it did not work so this uses FTX. So in order to use this, you have to sign up for an FTX account. And you could just go over and use their site, wherever the heck it is. Oh, here. Right? So this whole idea of buying your crypto on your ledger is not really, you're not really doing that. I don't know. The only advantage you have in using any of these services is that when you make your purchase, it does get deposited directly in your wallet. So it's kind of hard to screw up, right? Whereas if you go over to Coinbase or Binance US, you're responsible for transferring it from there to your wallet, right? But crypto is all about transferring and self-custody and personal responsibility. So yeah, they have these third-party features within Ledger Live, but not my thing, right? I'm all about self-custody, wallet management, right? So, but I'm going to consolidate a little bit. A lot of people that are new ask me, can you have more than one Bitcoin account in Ledger Live? And the answer is yes. Can you manage more than one device in Ledger Live? And the answer is yes, right? You can see I have a Bitcoin account based on my Ledger Nano S Plus. I have I have a Bitcoin main. This one here, Bitcoin One. And then I have this Bitcoin affiliate. They're all just different Bitcoin accounts, and most of them are based on my go-to Ledger device, right? I have one Ledger Nano X that I'm using to manage most of my crypto. And yes, you can maintain multiple Bitcoin accounts for whatever reason you may wish, right? In my case, I have this Bitcoin main. I consider like my go-to Bitcoin account. And I usually will keep most of my Bitcoin in that account. Now, this Bitcoin One was just kind of an experiment. And then I have this Bitcoin affiliate account where it's a Bitcoin wallet where I get some affiliate payments in. So I have some affiliates that pay me directly in Bitcoin. And so I use this particular wallet to do that. Back in the day, and I've had this wallet for a long time, some affiliates partners did not support native SegWit wallets, right? If I tried to put in somebody just tried to spam. I'm going to hide it. Someone dressed like me. He's got my picture and he pretends to be me and he tells you to contact him in WhatsApp. Please don't do that. I will never ask you to contact me in WhatsApp. ever. I don't use WhatsApp. I would never ask you to contact me on Telegram either. I have Telegram, but I don't use it to like communicate with people. I might use it to go, doggone it. I might use it to go check out a particular company or coin on their Telegram channel. Boy, this guy's just somebody's intent on spamming the live stream. I guess that's good, right? So they think they're gonna scam people. Okay, I just entered my PIN. So what I'd kind of like to demo is kind of the in use, the day-to-day use of a Bitcoin hardware wallet. And we're going to do it within Ledger Live. You can also do this using the Bitcoin Electrum wallet. You can base a Bitcoin Electrum account on a Ledger as well. It allows you to do that. So you don't have to use Ledger Live to manage your Bitcoin. But for a Ledger device and Bitcoin, Ledger Live is kind of a no-brainer. So it's probably it's a good way to manage Bitcoin. I don't know about some of these other coins, but for Bitcoin, it works out pretty well. So what I'd like to do is I've got this Bitcoin over here, this 0.16 Bitcoin, and I would like to transfer that Bitcoin into my Bitcoin main wallet, right, which I have over here. They're both based on the same Ledger device, right? So if I want to move Bitcoin from one wallet to another, the first thing I need is the receiving address of the destination wallet, right? So if Bitcoin main is my destination wallet, we'll pull that wallet up first, right? This is my destination. This is where I want the Bitcoin to arrive, right? So I'll start with a receive, right? Now I can confirm this on my ledger if I want to. It's going to query this ledger. It's going to tell me to open the Bitcoin app. Let's zoom in here. All right. In order to verify this account with this device, which is pretty best practice, right? I don't do it all the time because I'm pretty confident, but if you're new, it's best practice to, verify the receiving address, right? So it says open Bitcoin app, and it's going to, interface with the device, and it's going to present the Bitcoin receiving address of this wallet. Now, we've talked about this many times. Bitcoin wallets, at least the ledger-based wallet, generate a new receiving address every time to improve your privacy. So, and notice here, it appears on the device, right? And that's a verification that this device that I'm holding in my hand matches this account, right? You may have reset your device. You may have more than one device. You may, so when you connect your device and you attempt to do this operation here, this receive confirmation, you may get an error message because you're using the wrong device, or you've reset the device and now it's in a different configuration. And that's a flag, right? If that happens, then I need to fix this. I need to either go figure out which device is the right one for this account, or I have to restore the device to get back to whenever I set up this account, right? I know that's a mouthful, but it happens, right? Things get messed up. So it's a good idea to do this verification so that you know that this device is controlling this account, right? So we copy that address into our clipboard. We'll approve this, and then we're done. So what did I just do? I just got the address of the Bitcoin wallet that I want to move to. That's all I wanted, right? And I just confirmed it on my device. Now let's go over to the account that I want to move the Bitcoin out of, right? So now we'll go to Bitcoin affiliate. We'll hit Bitcoin affiliate. Did I have... Was that Bitcoin main? I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, right? See, sometimes I get confused. This is the account I'm going to send from over to my other wallet, right? So in this case, I'll use send, and the first thing I'll do is paste in that address. That is the address of the destination wallet. That's the wallet I want to send my Bitcoin to. We'll hit continue. And I'm going to just empty it out. I'm going to send the max, right? Now I'm going to show you my device again. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is the security of the hardware wallet. The outer facing part of the wallet in Ledger Live, I can see my balance. I can see my transaction history. I can receive Bitcoin all day long. But if I want to send anything out of the wallet, then I need to authorize that with the device, right? The device holds the private key. The private key controls the wallet, right? The only way to withdraw Bitcoin from a Bitcoin wallet is if you have the device attached and ready to go, right? If you don't have the device, then the Bitcoin is inaccessible. You can look at it all day long. You can put more in there, but you can't get anything out until you get that right device connected. That's why when some people reset their device inadvertently and then go back through and set it up as new, now they have a different configuration in their hand, but they've already deposited like a lot of Bitcoin in their original configuration. Then they go and try to remove Bitcoin and it fails, and then they're freaking out, right? So that happens quite often. What they need to do is go into their drawer and dig out that original 24-word recovery phrase that they wrote down when they set up the device and restore their configuration back to that, rather than setting it up as new when they accidentally reset the device. You can accidentally reset the device by entering the PIN incorrectly 3 times, and sometimes during firmware updates, the device flakes out and it goes into a factory reset. That's pretty rare, but it can happen. Right, so anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Notice here I can choose my fee structure. These are Bitcoin fees. Some people get confused and they think Ledger is charging them. They'll go, how do I avoid the Ledger fees? I'm like, there are no Ledger fees. There are Bitcoin fees on the Bitcoin network. That's how the network works. It's a peer-to-peer network that is maintained by volunteers, right? But the volunteers are in it for something. They're in it for processing transactions and searching for new Bitcoin. That's what Bitcoin miners do. So if there were no people processing transactions, then the network would cease to function. So the people that process transactions get rewarded. It's built into the code, and that's what Bitcoin blockchain fees are. Notice the fee here is going to be 80 cents on 320. Not bad, but I think with Bitcoin, like if it were like $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, it would still only be around $1 or so. Not much, so the more Bitcoin you're moving, the better deal you get on fees, right? And then you could go faster or slower, and the fee would go up or down, but I always just leave it at the default. Let's hit continue. There's an overview of the amount we're moving, where we're moving it to, and the total. We'll hit continue again, and this is where the device will authorize the transaction, right? This is where the device shows me what's going on, right? It says review output, right? This is where the device is asking me to authorize on the device, right? By clicking the buttons, right? Somebody has to be holding the device and clicking the buttons for all this to work, right? A hacker just can't come into my computer and steal my Bitcoin unless he has this device attached and and has the PIN entered, right? So that's the security, right? If like I had my bank account, my online, Chase banking on my computer, and I was auto-filling my passwords or whatever, and somebody broke into my house, they could log in, go into my bank account, and transfer funds, right, to a different bank, right? But for the Bitcoin that's protected by the ledger, they would have to have access to the computer and have access to the device and know the PIN, right? So that's pretty unlikely, right? All right, so we've emptied the Bitcoin affiliate wallet. Let's go back to accounts. And you can see that now that the Bitcoin has arrived in Bitcoin main, it's risen to the top because the default sort is by highest balance, right? So Bitcoin main is now up in the list, and Bitcoin affiliate is down here, right? Let's do it one more time. Now, we could use that same address, right? Because if you remember, it's still in my clipboard. So I could go over here to this Bitcoin account and paste in that same address, and it would work, right? The old addresses will always work, right? Or I could go to Bitcoin main and get it to generate another address, a different address, right? And I can also bypass the confirmation on the device too, because all I'm doing is receive. So let's approve that. Let me show you one more time. If I do a receive, I can say don't have my device and just like go straight to the address, because Ledger Live is the outward facing part of the wallet. It can generate fresh receiving addresses, valid receiving addresses. And notice this is a different address, but it goes to the same wallet. One wallet can generate multiple receiving addresses, but past receiving addresses continue to work. So let's go ahead and copy the new address in. Let's go over to that other little minor Bitcoin wallet, and let's just send all that Bitcoin to that new receiving address. We'll go ahead and send it all. It's not that much. See, it's 28 cents on $13. I think that percentage-wise, that was a little higher, right? All right. I still need to authorize this outgoing transaction. There it is. I have to authorize the fee, which is pretty small. That, what was it, 38 cents worth of Bitcoin? And off it goes. So I know it, to me, it's a little bit simple, but maybe a lot of people weren't aware that you could do this between wallets, right? Because most of the time, most people may only have one Bitcoin account, and they don't realize that they can manage multiple Bitcoin wallets within Ledger Live. Notice now that all of these zero balance Bitcoin wallets are down at the bottom, and Bitcoin main. We're still waiting, I believe. If we sync up a little, I think a little more should come in. Not much, like another 28, was it $28? Should come in here in a minute. There it goes. All right, so now you can see that we've got 2 incoming transactions from the other wallets, and we've consolidated all our Bitcoin into this one wallet. Now, I've had a lot of people that say, they'll say, oh, I have a device, my wife has a device, and we would like to, manage our crypto separately. Well, you can create, different Bitcoin accounts in Ledger Live. And so, husband can use one Bitcoin wallet and wife can use a different one, right? We could rename this guy Bitcoin Letty, right? That's Letty's Bitcoin, right? And then this other one down here, Bitcoin Main, we could call that one Bitcoin Dave, right? Letty and Dave both would like to manage their Bitcoin, and they each have their own device. So, when Dave set up this account, he had his device attached. And when Letty set up her Bitcoin account, she had her device attached. So Dave cannot withdraw from Letty's Bitcoin account without Letty's device, right? And, they love each other and they trust each other. But just, for argument's sake, let's just assume that Dave does not know Letty's PIN on her device, and Letty does not know Dave's PIN. So there is no way that Letty can withdraw Bitcoin from Dave's Bitcoin wallet, even though she can see it, right? And there's no way that Dave can withdraw Bitcoin out of Letty's wallet, even though he can see it. So you can do that. And I've had other people that say stuff like, well, I have a roommate and we both have ledgers and we only have one computer and we'd like to, manage our crypto, but we really don't want to be able to see each other's accounts. Well, unfortunately, Ledger Live does not have profiles, right? Which would be really cool, so that if you set up a Ledger Live, you can create a profile. And so like when you launch Ledger Live, you would get to this screen here at the beginning, and it would say something along the lines of, it would say Letty's profile or Dave's profile. And you could click either one and go, and each of them could have their own like password on the account so that they would be separate, right? They wouldn't have to see each other's wallets when they logged into Ledger Live. Unfortunately, you can't do that. What the next best thing would be to use Windows to do it. You could go to Windows settings, go over here to accounts, and then family and other users, and create a new account. Now, or you could just log into someone else's. If someone already has a Microsoft account, you can add that account to this computer, so that when you get into Windows, you can swap. You can go into different accounts. Now, when Windows accounts are created, there is a secondary app data folder, right? That's where Ledger Live stores all its preferences. So if you create a new Windows account and go in on that Windows account, you can install Ledger Live, and it would not have the same wallets as the Ledger Live in this Windows account, right? The only problem with that is that if you create a brand new Windows account on your machine and you log into it, you won't have access to any of the other apps that you have installed. You'd have to reinstall all the other stuff you need to use if you're like flipping back and forth and actually using the computer between accounts. But, if you got you got Microsoft Word and all this other stuff installed on the main machine, and all you want to do is just log into that alternate Windows account to deal with your Ledger Live. And then when you were done, log out and go back to the main computer to like do other stuff, you could do that as well. Or you could just install all your stuff in both accounts, so that either user has a fully working Microsoft account, and that's one way you could separate your Ledger Lives from each other. All right, let me catch up here. Well, Ledger does a pretty good job of. I'm replying to Greenman4949, who's asking about when is Ledger going to add more coins. it's a, it's a constant process. And, that, yeah, it would be great if every single crypto in existence were compatible with Ledger Live. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And every crypto is different to a certain extent. They all have their own blockchains and their own, operations. So getting Ledger support for every crypto is a process, right? And even, a lot of people for many years were whining and crying that Ledger did not support Cardano. Well, now they do, but it's really not that great anyway. They don't support Cardano staking. The pricing structure, the pricing APIs are not working very well. When they first added ADA support, they didn't support tokens at all, and now they do, but not very well. So, okay, we finally got ADA support in Ledger Live, but really all you can do is just kind of look at it, right? You can't really take advantage of what Cardano's all about, which is Cardano staking, right? One of the best cryptos to do staking, right? They get pretty good return, and you can instantaneously withdraw your rewards at any time, right? There's no unbonding. So Cardano is a great staking platform, but Ledger Live doesn't support it very well. So, I mean, I know that a lot of people are new and they don't really, they want to own a lot of cryptos as investments, but they don't want to mess around with third-party wallets. I totally get that. But it just seems to me that if you're into crypto enough to invest in a coin, you probably should invest the time learning about how that coin works and taking advantage of third-party wallets if they're available that are more powerful and more flexible than Ledger Live, right? So, I mean, if all you want to do is invest and you're smart enough to know you should store it in your own wallet, and you've got invested in multiple cryptos and you really would like to see them all in Ledger Live, I understand that, right? But why not take yourself to the next level and sort of do a little deeper dive? If you're going to invest in a coin, you should take the time to understand how it works and, put in a little research into managing that crypto. And if you need to learn how to use a third-party wallet, so be it, right? You could learn to use Metamask. You can learn to use Daedalus for managing Cardano, or adalite.com. Or .io, pardon me. There's a lot of great third-party wallets out there that can use the Ledger device that are, not in Ledger Live. And there's a lot of coins that Ledger Live does not support that you can use. You can store your private key on the Ledger device if you learn to use that third-party wallet or whatever. So, I mean, it just seems like if you're that savvy about investing in an up-and-coming coin that's not supported in Ledger Live, then it seems like you owe it to yourself to learn how to deal with that coin if you are also smart enough to know you should keep it stored in your own wallet. All right, there's my lecture for tonight. Let's see here. Was looking at CL Ledger Card. Seems like it's been out in the UK. However, it's not out in the US yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I signed up for the waiting list of their CL card, but I haven't got any kind of email telling me that it's available. And they're obviously appealing to Europeans here with this fancy a free card. I don't think we use that term in the U.S. You fancy a drink, love? Sounds like a Cockney flower girl. I'm not bashing on. I don't mean to bash on any Brits. We can make fun of our accents. I grew up in the South, and we used to make fun of Southern accents all the time. Yeah, so I don't think when the card is available in the U.S., I'll definitely do a video on that. I can't wait. Who the hell's name is Letty? That's a good question. I actually knew a woman named Letty, but it was Letty. Oh, yeah, Letty. Yeah. I knew a Letty once. It's been a while. She worked at my mom's office. Very nice. She was Hispanic, so I don't know if it's Letitia or if it's short for something longer. Yeah. We can take that out. Actually, this one's empty now, so I can just get rid of it. And then we can go back here and we'll change Dave back to Maine. Letty and Dave lived happily ever after in Bitcoin heaven. Right. But I just wanted to address that issue of managing multiple of people that are sharing a computer that want to keep their crypto separate using Ledger Live. There's ways to do that. I mean, the quick answer to that is you should be using different machines, right? Like if my wife wanted to use Ledger Live, I would say you ought to just install it on your laptop. My daughter has a copy of Ledger Live that she uses on her computer. And that's the easiest way to keep your Ledger Live and your crypto separate, is to just install Ledger Live on different machines. But I think a lot of people, for whatever reason, they're sharing one computer at home. And they want to know, how can I do more than one Ledger Live, and that the Windows account, or you just use separate wallets and then manage them under each other's noses. You could do it that way. Letty is Michelle Rodriguez in Fast and Furious. Oh, is that right? Okay. Do I run a full Bitcoin node? No. The last wallet that I used that actually ran on a full Bitcoin node was Armory Wallet. Armory Wallet, in order to use the Armory Wallet, you have to be running Bitcoin Core in the background. You have to download the Bitcoin Core software, and Bitcoin Core software will runs a full Bitcoin node, and it downloads the entire Bitcoin blockchain to your computer. But that's rather unwieldy. I do have a Linux box set up that I'm considering, downloading the full Bitcoin node on, so that I can play around with it a little bit. But it's pretty unwieldy. Depending on what type of internet connection you have, it can be very inconvenient. If it's not a fast internet connection, it could take days to download the Bitcoin blockchain. And depending on what plan you have, you could get charged, for overage on your bandwidth, because it requires a lot of bandwidth to download the entire blockchain. If you're a Bitcoin purist, they say that running a Bitcoin node is the best way to run a Bitcoin wallet, because that it's, you are absolutely sure that you're running, the latest version of the blockchain and all that stuff. You're totally responsible. But for the average person, running a Bitcoin node is too unwieldy, takes up too much space. And then if you don't log in for, a couple weeks, you have to sit there and wait for it to catch up. There's a lot of overhead involved in that. So I moved from Armory Wallet over to Bitcoin Electrum. Bitcoin Electrum wallet is what they call kind of a light wallet because it queries blockchain servers to get the current state of the blockchain. So it does not require you to download the entire Bitcoin blockchain to your computer. So that's like, and it's totally free. If you if you don't have enough money for a hardware device and you just want to spend 50 or $100 and put it into Bitcoin and store it in your own wallet, Electrum Bitcoin wallet is a great Bitcoin wallet, right? And also Ledger Live is very similar in that Ledger Live does not download the blockchains onto the local machine at all. It just queries blockchain servers, and that's how it gets the current state of the blockchain. And that's why it can be a little flaky sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't sync right. Sometimes the pricing looks a little wrong. Sometimes the balances don't appear correctly. I saw somebody on Reddit that was complaining that he sent Bitcoin to his Ledger wallet, but it wasn't showing up in Ledger Live. And then he mentioned that, he hasn't updated it in 2.5 years. It's going to take, if it's not up to date, it probably is not going to sync properly to all the blockchains. If you send Bitcoin to an address that you generate in Ledger Live that hasn't been updated in 2.5 years, it'll go into the wallet. But in order to query the balance, you need to be running the latest version of Ledger. Best practice. Keep it up to date so that if you do transfer some Bitcoin in there, you'll see it right away because Ledger Live is fully up to date and fully synced and is querying all the right servers for all the data that it needs, right? Don't run, Ledger Live on an old laptop that you keep in a closet and never use, you can do that if you want your Bitcoin in Ledger Live on a separate laptop. That's great. Just pull it out and update it occasionally. Don't just leave it in your closet. Same with the device. Don't leave it in a drawer for 3 years because firmware updates build on each other. And you'll get to a point where your version of the firmware won't be compatible with the ledest firmware update when you go to access your device. That happened to a lot of people, I think, because people that bought Bitcoin and ledgers back in 2017 or 18 and then threw them in a drawer started pulling them out in 2020 and 2021 when the market took off, and they were freaking out because they couldn't use it because they were too far behind in firmware updates. They had to buy new devices and restore to them. So keep your device up to date. Keep Ledger Live up to date. Would you keep AVAX on Metamask? That's a pretty good question. You can use Metamask to store crypto. It's a reasonably secure wallet, even if it's standalone, right? A lot of people bag on Metamask because it may not be the most secure wallet out there. There's birds, bees, and trees. I don't see him here tonight, but I'm going to rename this wallet back to Ethereum. Oops. Or MetaMask 1. Or account 1, right? Account 1. Whatever. Just something generic. So you can configure MetaMask with the Avalanche network. So if you have some native Avalanche, you've got some Avalanche C chain, which you can get on Coinbase, I believe, and Binance US. You can store it in MetaMask in a standalone wallet. So let's go over to chain list. Right. So first I'll connect my wallet. Notice there that's I've connected to this MetaMask wallet. This is just a standalone MetaMask wallet, right? I installed Metamask in my browser. It gave me a 12-word backup phrase. I wrote it down. I put it in a safe place. And my computer is virus-free and malware-free because I'm pretty meticulous. I have a good software for antivirus and anti-malware. And but MetaMask stores the private key of this wallet on your computer inside your Windows file folders. Somewhere deep in the bowels of Windows is the private key of this wallet. It's encrypted. It's like not accessible. Even if someone jumps on the machine, they would still have to have a lot of technical know-how to gain access to the crypto in this wallet. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. And it is possible if you've got some kind of virus and someone gains access, remote access to your computer, they could go into that folder and pull out that data and then like run cracking software on their machine to crack your wallet and gain access to your private key, right? So it's not totally secure, but it is reasonably secure, right? No one gets on this machine. I keep my doors and windows locked. It's free of viruses and malware. So I'm not too worried about someone stealing the private key from my MetaMask wallet, right? And then Avalanche C-Chain is over here. I can add this one to MetaMask so that I'm using the Avalanche C-Chain wallet. I've already installed Avalanche Network in my MetaMask, so it didn't go through that step. But now we can store AVAX in our MetaMask wallet. But we can make that even more secure if we use the Ledger device to secure a wallet from within MetaMask. I cannot add Ledger support to this wallet. I can add a new account based on my Ledger that will be more secure than this one, right? I get a lot of that. I've done a lot of videos on how you secure a MetaMask wallet with the Ledger device, but most people have already set up MetaMask and they want to know, how do I add Ledger support to an existing wallet? And you can't. The only thing you can do is click Connect Hardware Wallet and set up a brand new account, and that will become a separate wallet that is based on the Ledger, so that no one can withdraw crypto from the wallet without having access to the device, right? So we're back to where we were in Ledger Live, which was I can have a wallet, someone can see the wallet, but they cannot withdraw the crypto unless they have access to the device and they know the PIN, right? So I'm going to go over to the Ethereum app, and then we'll go ahead and connect our Ledger device. We'll click continue here. We'll pair it up. All right, and notice we got several accounts here that we can use. All right, so if we click here, one of them is already in there, right? But we can choose any of these you want. We'll click unlock. All right, and see, now we've got a brand new account that's empty, but it's based on the Ledger, right? There's 0 AVAX in this account. But this account is secured by a Ledger device. If I drop some AVAX in this wallet, I won't be able to withdraw it unless I attach that Ledger device and authorize the outgoing transaction. This guy, remember account 1? That one, if someone sits down at my computer and I don't, it's not asleep or whatever, they can sit down in front of this wallet and withdraw from it. right? Because it's not protected by a ledger. All they need is access to the computer. But this account over here, whoops, wherever it is, I guess it was this one. This account, that one needs the ledger attached for access to withdraw or trade or do anything like that. But it's a separate account. So if I had a bunch of AVAX over in this account 1, I would move it over. Why don't we do that? Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go over to my mic. Let's go over to Binance US. Let's get ourselves logged in. Okay. Let's buy a little AVAX. Let's use buy crypto. Instead of Bitcoin, we'll do AVAX. Okay. Let's buy $50 worth from our bank account. Okay. Not a bad fee structure, 63 cents. Although I think I don't know what it is about Binance US, but different cryptos have different fee structure. I don't know why. Let's go over there. Okay, looks like it was successful, so I bought it. All right. Let's do a quick refresh of the wallet. And there. Yeah, so we have our AVAX. So let's put it in our Metamask wallet. So let's put it in the non-secured account, right? The one that's just based on the Metamask on my computer, right? So we'll go ahead and make our withdrawal. We're using Avalanche C chain. That's the default chain. We have that Avalanche C chain set up in our MetaMask. We'll go ahead and do the max. If you're just getting started, always do small test transfers if you're not sure. Always a good practice. AVX fees are pretty cheap for withdrawal. That's not bad. I'll go ahead and use they may kick me out because I just logged in. They might say, oh, you haven't been logged in long enough. But I was jibber jabbering, so maybe I have been logged in long enough. Okay, cool. So they're going to send me an email confirmation. Let's see here. Let's do this. We'll confirm that withdrawal. Okay. Oh, kitty. I just heard kitty. Meow. All right, so we have a pending AVAX withdrawal. Let's go back over to MetaMask. This is that standalone account, right? I'm not sure how long it's going to take. It might take a couple of minutes. Liam Jarvis. If I have added AVX to my MetaMask on a different computer, do I need to load it again on the second computer or recover my MetaMask wallet with my seed phrase? Barbara, if you have, let's just assume that this computer, I set up MetaMask on this computer and I wrote down my 12-word recovery phrase. MetaMask is a 12-word recovery phrase. So if we, let's see here. All right. Oh, it's already on here. Okay. So let's just assume I'm on the other computer. Well, okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. That one's connected to my ledger. Let's go back over here. Okay. If I, let's get, how do I get this thing? Ah, okay, there we go. All right, let's just assume that this is the other computer and you're installing Metamask. Now, if your AVAX was in a standalone wallet, then yes, you would need to import that 12-word phrase into Metamask. But if your other computer has a ledger-based account, then you would simply connect the ledger device. Oh, I can't do anything because it's it wants me to do something, right? I kind of messed myself up. I can't really demo on this in this browser. If you install Metamask on a new computer and you put in that 12-word phrase from your original Metamask, you'll have access to all the crypto that you had on the first computer. But if you just install Metamask and set it up and then connect your ledger, then whatever crypto was on the ledger will be accessible in that other Metamask, right? You do the same thing in the other copy of Metamask. Just, pardon me, you pull this down and do connect hardware, right? But what I wanted to point out was, let's just assume that this is a lot, right? Let's assume this is like $5,000 worth of AVAX. And I want it to be ledger secure, right? I cannot add ledger support to this account, right? This account has already been set up. It has a private key based on that 12-word recovery phrase that I have in a drawer somewhere. I cannot simply add a ledger device to this account. The only way, if I want to secure this crypto, is to transfer it to the ledger device account, right? Remember, we just set up this account. Let's just grab this address. And let's switch back over to this account. We'll go ahead and send. We'll paste in the address of the other MetaMask account. We'll go ahead and max it out. Oh, I may or may not be able to do this because I think with AVAX, it might use AVAX as the gas fee. So I think we should be okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to use some of that AVX as gas. Hopefully it comes out okay. Should empty out the wallet. Whenever you empty out a wallet completely, sometimes it doesn't calculate the fees properly. And it might tell you something like, you don't have enough funds in the wallet for this. And so you have to like lower your amount a little bit to compensate for the gas fee. But in this case, when I said max, it calculated the gas fee and properly, and it worked. Notice now, well, there's a little bit left, but nothing to worry about. Let's go back over to that ledger-based account, right? Now the AVX is in there and the AVX is safe and sound, right? If I were to try to send this back to the other account, let's see what happens there. Let's say I want to send this back to the other account. It won't do it, right? It's asking me on the ledger to authorize, right? So now the AVAX is ledger safe, right? It's being protected by my ledger device. But I had to move the old crypto into the new account, right? There's no way to add ledger support to an existing account, right? So I can just, now if the the so-called attacker had broken into my house and had access to my computer. At this point, he'd be staring at this thing going, what the hell? Because now he can't empty this wallet out because he doesn't have my ledger device. Even if he were to find it, if it was laying here on the desk, he wouldn't be able to use it because he doesn't have the PIN, right? You only get 3 tries. Oh, I was going to not do that, but I did it anyway. I'm so used to doing it. I was going to reject it, but whatever. All right. So I can't move the AVX out unless the ledger is attached. So let's just move let's go back. Let's go back and forth, right? Let's go ahead and send it back to the ledger wallet. All right. See, in this case, it doesn't ask me to use the ledger, right? This is non-ledger protected. The other account is ledger protected. There, it's done. Let's see, what's everybody talking about? Oh, and by the way, Barbara, one other thing that I should point out is if you install Metamask on a new machine, don't ever import the wallet using your 24-word phrase from your ledger. That's a big no-no. That basically just imports your ledger private key into the MetaMask, right? So now the ledger is no longer protecting the account. You've just opened your ledger device wide open by importing the key into MetaMask. And that's where you get a lot of people on Reddit that are complaining that someone has emptied out their hardware wallet. And the reason, and that usually is because they wanted ledger secure MetaMask, so they imported their 24-word recovery phrase into MetaMask. Big no-no. You don't want to do that. So use the 12-word phrase from MetaMask if you want to import new wallets into new computers or new browsers, or just, set up the wallet from scratch and then connect your ledger if you had ledger-based accounts on the old computer. It's been a few weeks since Kitty made an appearance on the stream. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I heard him meow, but he didn't jump up here. He's been being pretty good. How to convert Binance pegged Avalanche token to Avalanche C-Chain. The easiest way to do that is, I don't know that, let's see. If we can deposit, what did you say? Binance pegged? No, they don't allow that. You used to be able to deposit Avalanche, like it would say BSC20 here. Like, for example, with BNB, when you deposit BNB, you can deposit Binance Smart Chain BNB. And I thought they used to allow you to deposit Binance Smart Chain Avalanche, but apparently not. Now it's all Avalanche. It's the only chain they support is Avalanche C-Chain. So what I would do if I had Avalanche chain, let's go back over here. Let's see, where are we? It's over here now, right? Okay. So you're talking about Binance Smart Chain based AVAX, right? So, like if you had AVAX in there, let's go over here and do this. Yeah, you can see there's like It's on a lot of chains. I don't see Binance Smart Chain on here anymore. I thought it used to have it. Binance pegged? Huh. Okay. Huh. I don't even see it. I'm not sure how you managed to get that. Oh, there's Binance pegged Avalanche token. Okay. So let's see here. Come on, baby. Okay. Let's just put it in one of the tabs so it's easier to get to. Okay, so we got some BNB and we got some cake in there. Let's import some tokens. There's that Avalanche token. Okay, so that's Binance pegged Avalanche, right? So it's in my Binance Smart Chain wallet. And so you're asking me how would I convert this to, AVAX C chain? Well, it's a little tricky. There might be some sites where you could do it, like some bridging sites, but your best bet would just be swap it for BNB and then transfer the BNB over to Binance US and then swap that back to AVAX, right? If you do it within a couple minutes and the price doesn't change, it's just a one-for-one swap, right? You're not gaining or losing anything on the trade. There's, people would, what about the taxes and whatever? I mean, there's really no taxes when you swap one coin for another at the same price, right? It's just there's no capital gain or loss at all when you just swap AVX for BNB, put the BNB on Binance US, swap that back to, AVAX C chain, and you've got your AVX C chain. I thought that you could deposit AVAX Binance Smart Chain on Binance US, but I was wrong, right? They didn't allow me to do that. Maybe Binance proper would, but Binance US only supports AVAX C chain, Avalanche C chain. I don't know why. Yeah. So use the exchange to make swap your chains. It's easier. I don't care about taxes. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Let's look at it this way. Let's try KuCoin. Just to see. KuCoin has a lot of good features, right? I don't use it to buy crypto much, but it is a good platform that's pretty flexible, which I kind of like that about KuCoin. So I just want to see. Oh, I see somebody. What do you want? Huh? Oh boy. Here he is. Look who's here. Hey, somebody's here. He's back. Oh, and he's going to hit the keyboard and do something funky. I'm sure of it. Looks like he just ate. All right, let's go back. We get distracted here. Let's go to the main account and let's say we want AVAX and we would like to deposit. It says select network. Okay. No, they only support Avalanche X, which is like native AVAX, or Avalanche C, which is like EVM based or Ethereum virtual machine. But they don't support Binance Smart Chain based Avalanche either. So my advice, if you have some Binance Smart Chain based Avalanche, swap it for BNB and then transfer the BNB over to an exchange and swap it back to AVAX chain. If that's what you want AVX chain. I mean, if it's just an investment, then you can leave it in this format. If it goes up, if Avalanche goes up, so will Binance pegged Avalanche. And you can sell it whenever you feel like you want to take a profit. But if for whatever reason you want it, in Avalanche C chain format for if you want to stake it or whatever, or trade it in, Trader Joe or something like that, and you need that Avalanche C chain format, then you can send this swap for BNB and send it over to Binance US or Binance proper. If you have a Binance account, you can do that too. Or KuCoin. You could swap it over on KuCoin too. But don't try to deposit the AVAX Binance Smart Chain directly. It'll disappear. You don't want that. I wanted to show Dan something before, if Dan is still here. I hope Dan is still here. I have Discord, the Discord app on my computer somewhere. Ah, Kitty. Kitty had his paw on the keyboard. Kitty. Oh, now. Okay, there. So the Discord app, you can go to their website and download the Discord app. Where the heck did it go? Okay, there it is. Okay, this cat. All right, let's try and log in. Okay. Okay, and I remember that this doesn't work with my password manager, which is kind of a hassle. All right, so we'll paste in the email, CryptoDad. We'll paste in the password, log in, and I believe, yeah, I have two-factor on this. So let me go down to that. It's not at the top. Okay. 869713. Okay. All right. So there's my Discord running in the background. And Dan and I were talking about Stargaze earlier. And he wanted to get on their Discord server to vote. So if you go to the CoinGecko page for any coin, they list their Reddit, Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. And this would probably be the best way because on the CoinGecko page, you can pretty much be sure that is the official Discord of this coin, right? You don't want to just kind of Google it and hope for the best, right? So if you go to CoinGecko and pull up the coin and confirm everything, right, that this is the coin, then if you want to get on their Discord server, we just click Discord. It's going to take you over to a web page. Oh, well, this one just pulled up my Discord because I was in Discord, right? So that little link there was an invitation. So now I can click join Stargaze. And it's going to pull up their Discord server. Now, a lot of times before you can actually join a Discord server, you need to verify yourself. Okay, there's the rules. I haven't used Discord in so long. I don't know. Oh, I got to scroll down here. Huh. I don't know why it won't let me. Oh, verification. Okay. All right. DMs must be turned on to verify. Slash verify will call the bot to your DMs. Select roles like creator, validator, governance. Pick a role. If you have problems verifying, please send a message to this channel and someone will help you. Okay. Yeah, this is a little complicated. Most of them will just tell you to like type something so that you can, or they'll ask you to type something, and once you type it, you're validated and they'll let you in. I don't know. I don't know if it wants me to do this. I guess. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, both Dan and I were just kind of like flailing around trying to figure out how this thing worked. Yeah, I don't know if I did anything wrong, or maybe my DMs are turned off. I don't know. Like when Dan called me, I said, let me get my 13-year-old daughter on the phone. She'll tell you how to do it. Yeah, I don't want to mess around in my settings. But yeah, most of the time, like you join. Oh, I haven't clicked the link. That's what it says. Okay. I'm supposed to click a link. Yeah, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing here. It's asking me to click a link of some kind. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Dan's like, well, you can watch it later. This is their server, but somehow I'm supposed to verify by doing receiving a DM from them, and I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if I have DMs. If it's default off, it's probably off. Yeah. But anyway, usually it's not that difficult to get onto a Discord server. But there's a lot of like hype on Discord servers, and there's a lot of spammers on Discord servers. If you thought that YouTube comment sections had a lot of spam, go on Discord and you'll see that there's just a lot of like malicious links and that kind of stuff. So you really have to know what you're doing. But I think if you're into a coin, or a lot of NFT collections have Discord servers, and that's where they make a lot of announcements, and you know they do like mints and drops and stuff on Discord. So if you're really going to play that game, you kind of need to get to know how Discord works. I have a Discord server, but only because my daughter showed me how to set it up. And I think for a while there, it like boost progress, shows members how many booster servers needs to reach or whatever. Okay. Yeah, I'm still don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I think like whenever I post a video, it like drops, it like pops up on my Discord server. Oh, this is old. I thought that it showed that. Oh, that's really old. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. That's 2021. Yeah, there we go. This is tonight, and this is my other video. I never use Discord, though. My daughter uses it. She's smarter than me when it comes to stuff like this. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I hope you enjoyed the live stream tonight. I did. I hope you learned something. Didn't see a lot of huge question. RJ Bizzle, cats are way cooler than dogs. Unpopular opinion, LOL. I get along better. Well, the dog belongs to my wife. We have a dog and a cat. The dog is, my wife takes care of the dog. She feeds it and cleans up after it, and I take care of the cat. I feed it and clean out its litter box and stuff. So yeah, the cat's more attached to me, and the dog's more attached to my wife. Okay, guys. So thanks again for joining. Don't forget, we'll do this again next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions, and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.